I would say the way his midsection is right here, you can get away with that in bodybuilding for sure. But in classic, everyone's waist is like this now.
Does he look a little like
what? Huge?
Yeah, no, Andrew knows where I'm going.
Where you going?
Like, if I didn't know him, clearly he's a super nice guy.
Yeah.
But he has like that gives him like a crazy look.
He looks like he looks like the end boss in the prison. So I knew nothing about foodborne illness back then, but I would take him out of the freezer.
What a way to start.
No, dude. Honestly, I don't know how I'm not dead.
I knew nothing about disfiguring penis injuries.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blood, Sweat, and Gear with coaches Skip Hill, Andrew Barry, myself, Scott McNally, and we are joined by Big Ron Partlow. What's going on, man?
Good to be here. I'm very happy to be on someone else's show.
You get to sit back, relax, and basically do nothing today, right?
Yeah, it's the way it should be, really. But
guys, all of our programming is brought to you by IamMutant.com. Go to IamMutant.com and you can use code Big Ron over there. We are brought to you by TrueNutrition.com. Use our code Think over there for high quality third-party tested supplements, company that you can trust. Unlike, it sounds like I'm saying versus Mutant. Like, go to True Nutrition, a company you can trust.
Yeah. It's
not
like that Canadian company.
Yeah, those Canadians.
All those inspectors that come through there all the time.
I just ordered some Mind FK, by the way, just to let all you guys know, because I'm running low.
It's our gift to America.
Yes, we're brought to you by supplementsource.ca for our Canadians. And thank you to everybody from Patreon. We got a couple Physique critiques. We're probably going to get to one of those today.
Ooh.
We've got a bunch of your listener questions. We've got a Nick Walker training video that we're going to watch, and we're going to talk about Nick's training, it's going to be a fun training conversation. We've got Ron with us, of course. We have regular Andrew, regular me, and then Skip is dieting like pretty down now. You're just about there, right?
I got a lot of food now. More food than I care to have, quite frankly.
You a little bit nervous? You feel like, oh man, there's a little too much food?
Nah, other than the 55-year-old distension battle, that I have to deal with. I'm like, I'd rather do lower volume and not have to deal with this.
Okay. Well, we look forward to seeing how it comes together, man, and glad you could make it. I know you were just doing some posing with Kenny, so we were recording a little bit later than normal. We all redid our schedules for Skip.
I know, I appreciate that
show.
big time.
So, you guys tell me, what do you want to jump into first? We could do the Nick Walker video. We could do Nick. Okay, I was gonna say we could do that, or the Physique critique. And by the way, too, guys,
react.
All right, that sounds good to me. We guys, everybody in the comments too, you are welcome to drop questions in. I'm sure we're gonna have a bunch of stuff going on. All right, give me just a second here. Get this thing rolling.
Who's got the fan on their mic?
Nada.
I hear
gain
something
is way too high.
We're good. We're good.
Sounds like somebody's AC is running, and that's fine with me. I don't know. Okay.
This is a very laid back.
It's not okay with me, Ron.
It's not okay with me.
No, I'm not good with it. We'll be watching TV or something, and my wife will be, I can't stand that. I'm like, I can't stand what? She'll mute the TV, and she can hear a fire alarm from the other side of the building.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like,
Isn't that kind of her job?
Yeah,
I think that's why. Yeah.
She's.
But I'm like, how the fuck can you even hear that? Like, turn the TV back on.
Yeah.
Two hard-working sets there. Go on to Smith now.
So I think he just did some pack deck here to start. What was this?
Cable crossovers.
Yes. So he's opening up with a cable crossover.
Ron, do you like starting off with like an opener like that? I know Skip likes to do.
Yeah, I do.
What do you think?
I don't do it often. It's like something I'll do once in a while, and I like it. I went through phases where I did like real Menser style shit where I would like pre-exhaust everything, like I would do leg extensions before I would squat, and I would do, you know, fly before a press and all that stuff. So I tried a lot of that stuff when I was, you know, trying to get big.
Yeah.
How do you guys like those pulleys? They're not wide. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like a totally different type of crossover. It's a
It
different
is.
feel.
Yeah.
You know, you get
Me, I'd be like, we gotta go.
you get good stretch load. You know, the stretch load is. I always liked crossovers done that way from high down, like a most muscular.
Yeah.
That's the type of crossover I like, because you can use your body weight to anchor yourself. You know, when you try to stand up and go like that, it's like, you know, you can't really load them.
Well, then you start playing with like a staggered stance, and you're like, wait a minute, am I slightly off kilter and working one side of my chest more than the other? Should I switch sides on the next set?
I would always alternate legs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I will not do an exercise if my legs are not symmetrical. If I have to put one in front of the, not happening.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's
I'm
funny.
too OCD. I'm too OCD. And this is why. If you look, if one of your feet is in front of the other, one of your legs is in front of the other, we'll go with that. Your hips are off. Everything up above it is off. You may not feel the difference. It may not be dramatic, but it can't be the same, right?
Yeah, I sort of
you can't.
chalk that up to a little bit of like bare minimal athleticism you have to possess to be able to cope with that. You have to be able to cope with that.
With a little bit,
You know, like you can't.
The most we're asking. You don't have to
Yeah,
carry
like that's the
anything anywhere.
minimum amount of athleticism I need to maintain. Is like, I don't mix it up a bit. I like that.
No
That's
farmer's
good
walks
for me
anywhere.
here.
What about a cable crossover where you take one of the hands over the other one? Not doing that either.
No, I typically didn't do that. That was always weird.
Because I mean, technically, based on the name, crossover.
Yeah, it's in the name, right?
Yeah. I'd rather, they're cable flies. I don't do crossovers. I do.
I always thought of Arnold doing them in pumping iron.
Oh yeah.
Like a saran wrap. Yeah.
Chewing gum.
Now look, Nick's gonna bust me for this, but does he look a little like
What? Fucking huge?
Yeah, no, Andrew knows where I'm going.
Where you going?
It's because he's bald, because he shaves his head.
I'm not going to help you, Skip.
I know, but you know that you know what I'm thinking when you laugh.
I'm
I
not
don't
going to
know.
help you.
I'm waiting.
Like, I would not want to cross this guy. Like, if I didn't know him, clearly he's a super nice guy.
Yeah.
But he has like that gives him like a crazy look.
He looks like he looks like the end boss at like in the prison.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like has a lot of the other guys that go and do stuff for him and bring him stuff, and he's the one that he's the king of the chain of the mountain.
Right.
The
basically.
glasses
He
do
could-
make him look like he would have a plot. He would be the guy with an idea. You know what I mean? He might be a big guy,
yeah.
but he's also smart. That's the vibe I get.
Kind of got that Bane look going on too.
Little Bane going on here.
And, but aside from the Bane look, great form on the presses.
Nick's got the best form of anyone in the IFBB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say
something
also,
to be said. Something to be said about that, you know.
well, there's something to be said too about being one of the largest guys in the world and not having any bit of ego to look over and see some little 18-year-old kid who's been banging 225 or more, and he's doing 225, 4 count negative, pause, squeeze the pecs to drive the weight up. You know.
Yeah.
I think there's some
I
motivation.
mean, maybe waking
in
up
there,
being
too.
275 shredded has a thing to do with it, and not really having to give an F about what anyone thinks.
See, I mean, he's up to 3 plates here, right? Like
Yeah.
he's using 3 plates.
Same control.
It's just
I only did it for a couple of reps. I want my body to feel it. I want my body to get acclimated to the weight, not have it be a surprise. You ever notice if you go up too quickly, your first set usually is not hard or not that good at a contraction standpoint because it's a shock to the body. Normally, the second set you do with that weight probably feels a lot better or even lighter sometimes because now your body's acclimated to it. So whatever my working weight is, I always touch it for at least 2 reps. chill out for a hot minute, get back into it. It usually feels a little lighter, and I can contract a lot harder.
Huh.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I
could
call
see
that like
feeling good.
queuing up the central nervous system, you know?
Yeah. There was like a training style a while back that Hollingshead was doing where they would actually ramp up to like a heavy triple.
Yeah.
And then they'd back off, and that would actually be their work set. It would just touch something like for a
Heavier
non-failure triple.
Yeah.
And
The
then,
only issue I see with that is that, like, if you're already a maxed out super heavyweight guy using big boy weights like that, just the opportunity for injury.
Yeah,
with those,
that's
and Hollingshead is one of the strongest in the world. Like his squat
Yeah.
videos are still 8 plates or something for.
yeah, that's
8,
what he's
10.
doing in that video. Actually, he goes up to 8 plates, and I think he just does a single with it.
Okay.
And he racks it, and then he goes down to 7, and that's the like working set. And
Down.
It's like priming his nervous system. But it was something he was trying out. He even said in the video, he goes, "Oh, we'll see how this goes."
Probably 3 or 4.
Well, think about this. Like,
Really build that up.
Oh,
I
sorry.
probably do 2 heavy sets, 6 to 8.
Okay.
Then probably 2 lighter sets around 10, 15. No intensifiers here. I just want to keep it straight and make sure we're really getting the most out of it. Came here. I said, listen, we can all agree that science has a merit. I think science can be a good base to follow, right? But science shouldn't be end all be all. Because, right, like science doesn't know what my body can do. Yeah. Science don't know what your body can do. Yeah. And what my body can do might not be what you can do, and vice versa, right? So it's a good outline. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you know your body best. And it's like training. It's like science says frequency is the best optimum way to grow. Yeah. I don't disagree. Very true. But then you see people like Dorian Yates who blew the fuck up doing 4 days a week, 1 set to failure.
Yep, low volume too.
Now, he never did the frequency, so who knows how he would look. But we do know, based off certain podcasts he did, he tried the whole high volume. It didn't work for him. So he never did maybe the frequency, but he tried different methods, found one that worked really well. So we can't say he did frequency, but what we do know is the way he trained got him 6, 7 Olympias. And then you got Jay Cutler, who also wasn't frequency, but very high volume. That worked for him. He didn't take sets to failure. No. He just did very high volume and moved fast.
So how long did it take for you to figure this system?
See, I'm different, right? Like this system, I actually learned this through Jared, but I also incorporated what I like as well. I always said training has got to be something you enjoy. Yeah. So obviously take pieces of things you like that you learn from people that you like, enjoy, and make it your own. That's, you know what I mean? That's how you adapt. That's how you
Can't
evolve.
argue with any of that.
So
actually,
as this in a podcast, normally in like my growing phase, I'll take a little longer rest periods, go a little heavier. And this is where controversy will be in, because normally in prep, when you're low on food, you want to keep the volume a little lower for recovery purposes. I do the opposite. Okay. I raise my volume drastically, but I recover fine. Versus when I do it this way, especially, which is weird in the off season, and when I'm eating way more food, I get way more sore. Okay. If I do this way,
Taking a good long break here before it gets into that working set, isn't it?
Yeah.
His breaks are pretty long.
My body changes dramatically.
That's what you're saying, how much it varies.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't mind going for that 100% recovery.
Yeah.
And some would argue, well, it's because he's talking. But he's known for taking longer breaks between sets than most normal people would take.
Well, and he knows what he's doing too. He wouldn't
No question.
he wouldn't get distracted. It's like he knew how long he was resting.
I already mentioned Mike Menser once, but I was a pretty huge, I wanted to know everything about him when I was younger.
Yeah.
And there was one quote that he said where someone asked him about something he did, some weird thing he did with a set. And he goes, "Oh, who says one rep has to come right after the other?" And who says all the reps in a set have to happen right after each other? Like, who says you can't take breaks between reps?
Okay.
Like, it was like he was doing rest pause or something.
Yeah.
And then he said, in fact, who's to say that the next set in the workout has to be right away? He said that too, and it was kind of made me think like, 'cause, you know, we got evidence that like it doesn't matter how much you rest between sets of like bike sprints, for example, you still get pretty much the same result from the bike sprint. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can see some guys really want to just recover fully for each set. I can see that mentality. Dusty does that to a certain degree. Big rest periods, like on leg day and back day. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just be as recovered as you can be for your next heavy set of your big exercises.
Well, think about it. If we're talking like powerlifting, right? When guys are competing at the meets, they don't do all their 3 lifts one after another. They do their lift, and then they wait their turn for 6 or 7 other guys to go and do their one lift, and they get a minute or 2 in between each guy going, so that they're fully rested. Their adrenal, their nervous system is ready to fire again at 100%. I mean, it makes sense.
I think it's more because their cardiovascular systems are so bad that they need 17 minutes between sets to recover.
I think it's also, you know, like this is Nick's job. So like, you know, he has
anywhere else.
He's got the availability to pace himself out to the most optimal level, right? Whereas, hey, I got to get out of here. I got to get back to work. You know, it's
never more than 20. And then I'll take a base movement like this, where it'll kind of be like the heavy base movement.
Okay.
Put a couple lighter sets at the end. Yeah. And then my next chest movement, well, we're going to take a break, go to a shoulder movement after this. But the next chest movement will be a higher rep.
Okay. Yeah.
So that way I'm not going so heavy in every single exercise.
Yeah.
Like the next chest exercise, 12, 15.
Okay. What size shirt do you guys think he's wearing right there?
I don't know, but his arm looks insane.
Yeah. I know.
I think it translates to your look, the higher reps.
It does.
Like that round, it does a lot.
You have to.
Yeah.
Legs is always high rep.
Yeah, okay.
Like you get any leg exercise, no less than 10.
Okay.
I stay around 12, 15.
12, 15 is the sweet spot, yeah.
No matter what it is. I just feel like that I feel like I've grown the best. I've stayed around her. And I think anyone can say whatever they want. It creates detail.
Yeah.
That's where, like, even with the whole science bullshit, science says squeezing the muscle doesn't bring out detail. I call bullshit. Because toward the end of my prep, literally I'm 4 to 5 weeks out, I think it was 6, maybe. Basically, when I got back to Jersey, I stopped worrying so much about how much weight I was doing. And I would just keep the negative, but I would just fucking squeeze. Yeah. And that's why, like, my back is so detailed to the core.
Yeah.
And then you see Derek, who's in shape, he's conditioned, not as much detail as mine.
I like that.
Yeah.
And I think that does result into squeezing the muscle.
Yeah.
Let's think about what you're doing on stage. You're not focused on negatives.
No.
You're squeezing.
You squeeze, yeah. Contraction, yeah.
So, and why wouldn't you want to squeeze?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean?
It
So when
makes a
people
good
talk
point.
to me about, like, how does this not make sense?
I don't get it either.
You know what I mean?
That's what
When you hit a fucking back lat spread and go like, or a pull down, and you go, what motion you're basically getting to a back double? What is it? Or when you're doing a cable fly, and you see me going under like this, imitating a most muscular.
This is what I always tell people to have to, exactly.
You're imitating a pose. Sweet.
Is Nick getting mad?
And
He's passionate.
When you pose,
Seems like he's getting upset.
and you squeeze, it brings out detail.
Yeah.
Why the fuck wouldn't you want to do that with
He's getting
weight?
mad.
Someone needs to throw another plate on the bar right now because he's getting PR. Take advantage of this adrenaline dump.
Yeah.
He did throw a little shade at Derek there. And
Yeah, a little
bit.
Little shade, little shade.
think there's something personal there.
No love lost, yeah.
Just good
I like
competition.
it. I like it.
Yeah.
Let's go down that rabbit hole real quick.
The best thing
what does
Nick's
it look
got
like
on.
in 15 weeks? Does he have a chance to beat Derek?
Oh, absolutely.
I think so too.
I mean, look, I've said it on other podcasts. I've said it on our podcast. I had Nick winning the morning and the night show at Pittsburgh. I think the world, the audience probably had him winning. The only people that had Derek winning, I believe, were the judges and Chris Aceto.
Yeah, I was going to say, and Derek's trainer.
Yeah, I mean, I know both of them. You know, it's not like I have a dog in the race. I just go and, and I wasn't there in the first row or anything. I was watching on live screen like everyone else. But to me, it was clear cut, But
I'll say this about the squeezing. I think there is something to squeezing a muscle. You can, you have to learn how to contract it. And I found, like, with my hamstrings, squeezing my hamstrings at the bottom of a seated hamstring curl, it helped me out a ton with, like, learning how to contract that muscle. I don't feel like I always needed to continue doing that in order to get a good contraction. And my only fear is for the newer guys, if they spend so much time squeezing and they haven't learned how to develop their strength yet, then they're stuck squeezing one plate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. I think what the squeezing actually does, if anything, is just makes you better at flexing the muscle all at once. Like, that neuromuscular connection, so everything's firing. Yep. It's like how they have studies where if someone flexes their bicep, 100 times a day, it actually can grow. Right. Yeah. So technically you're practicing, maybe all the fibers just fire a little bit better because of it. Maybe it's not a growth thing, it's a neuromuscular thing. Mm-hmm. That over time you might get a bit of a crisper look just because everything's firing together. I don't know. We would need a study on this.
We need Scott Stevenson.
Let me throw in this example though.
Yeah, you probably have something.
He makes a good point with the back double bi and biceps and hamstrings, arguably.
Yeah,
but he didn't get those quads from doing leg extensions.
No,
I mean, I'm just saying.
Honestly, I think Nick could pick one exercise, whether it's walking lunge, leg press, leg extensions, and his legs would still be 90% of what they are.
No, I don't disagree.
He has such a good neuromuscular mind-muscle connection that he can make any exercise work for him.
All I'm saying is with the quad exercises, whether it be a hack squat or a pendulum or whatever.
Sure.
You're not getting that. That isn't a peak contraction, for lack of a better term. None of those exercises are peak contraction outside of the leg extension. I mean, you can get more of a contraction out of a dumbbell press than you're going to get out of out of your quads during a squat.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So,
you guys see?
I just use that as an example. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just countering, because it could be said, if I had to play devil's advocate, that he sees more detail later in prep because he's getting leaner.
Well, that's the variable, right?
Yeah, there's that
control for. So
we have correlation or causation. So,
you guys see him going all the way up with this?
He does that in all of his videos when he does this exercise.
I doubt it's like that one muscle that
if you've
really
never done
doesn't get sore.
All the way up.
You know what I mean?
The pump is insane.
I saw Franco. I've seen it was Franco Colombo used to do laterals, like just
I don't
up here.
Don't they really?
Oh my god!
You're
my shoulder.
You get your traps involved a little bit, but
they really fire your upper traps.
Yeah,
but it's like, who doesn't need more traps other than there was a guy who used to compete, who everyone used to think
John
he put
Anderson.
synthol. Yes.
Yeah.
And the big thing was, did he put synthol in those traps? Which I don't know.
I don't know
a guy in
that.
Canada who did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew one guy who didn't. I knew one guy. It's like he wasn't like even a competitor. But he was a big jack juiced dude, and like shoulders were okay, chest was okay, legs were like modest, but in his arms were okay, chest was okay, but his traps he hardly had. There was no straight line from the delt to the neck. You know what I mean?
Kind of like, remember back in the day in the 90s and whatnot, all the football players, middle linebackers all wore the neck rolls.
Yeah.
It was some guys like that have traps. It just looks like, man, you got a neck roll on today?
Yeah. Ron kind of has the thick neck thing. He still has it going on. Your neck is never going to...
I had a huge neck. I had huge traps. That was like one thing people would always say to me when I was big, is they'd meet me and they'd go, your neck is huge. People would say that to my face
you still have a big neck.
Yeah, I don't train traps anymore or anything, right? I barely do, half the old back exercises. But yeah, I remember having huge traps, and I remember having them early, like doing 5-plate shrugs in grade 12. Yeah. And and wearing the open Gators shirt, and people when I was like 17, 18 were like, your neck is huge.
That's sick.
So yeah, it was a good time. Good time.
Farmer's neck.
Now, were you from the generation where you guys wore the cutoff jeans too, or?
No, I didn't really do cutoff jeans, but they were all around me. Yeah. Yeah.
What year did you graduate from high school, Ron?
93.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Good music.
Great music in the 90s.
You know the cool thing about Nick?
Those look
is
good.
that he wears, if you look at his neck, he's got the necklace on. He's got all 3 of his New York Pro rings around the
Is
chain.
that what that was? I was wondering. I was
Yeah,
like,
it
I
is.
see something hanging from that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
If I put that necklace on with those rings would be down around my balls. And
Yeah,
I'm
that's the
55.
It's
I'm
like what was that
55.
like a 50-inch chain?
Yeah. And my balls were by my knees. So
He's got like a
there's that.
22-inch neck for sure.
You don't have
So
any
that's-
balls left, Skip. They're all the gear over the years.
They're
They're gone.
right, they're Rice Krispies.
Yeah.
I got to be really careful with them.
That machine looks cool.
Is that one of those new techs?
It might be.
Or max pump?
Yeah, I like a converging chest press as a secondary
Yeah.
chest movement.
What does that say?
Oh, it's an M torture. Yeah, so it's a new
okay.
tech. New
Yeah,
tech
okay.
M torture, yeah.
I've never used that before. I don't think I've
I haven't
ever used
used it
any
either.
new tech stuff.
I like some of the new tech stuff. Some of it's like, a little bit bigger than I would need, like giant platform on a back row and stuff. But
Yeah.
it's,
Okay.
it moves well and it's made well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you guys have any new tech stuff at your gym, Ron?
No, not yet. There's a couple pieces that I really like that I've tried that are a little simpler, more up my alley, because I'm a picky guy.
Refined taste.
Refined.
Yeah, I love a good converging chest press for a secondary chest movement.
Oh, yeah.
Someone writes, I also think that Nick has grown fast, and this good mentality is also by the misses. Oh, maybe misses? Like missing the O or something that he had last few years. And people don't usually remember that he is probably the youngest of the top
You know what
5
they call
Mr.
him, the
O's.
CEO? Captain?
What?
They call him Captain, the CEO of New Tech? Yeah. Captain makes good stuff. He's smart.
I think his
He does.
move back home
He needs to make a fucking seated leg curl. I tell
has
him every
been
time.
The seated one
pretty
they don't have yet?
influential
Okay.
Every time I
in
see him, he comes up to me and
his
gives me a great big hug. I'm
kind of
like, seated leg curl.
transition out of the crap that he was
She's
dealing
like, I
with
know, I
and
know.
the injury and everything else. There are the injuries that he had. When he moved back home, his head, in my opinion,
Yeah.
his head is in a much
Oh, yeah.
much better spot.
He also has a coach that's on the ball now.
True.
You know what I'm saying? That, like, Kyle is a coach. He's not a coach / business owner doing, 5 different things. And that's not a shot at anyone in particular, but, Kyle's all in on him.
Yeah, he's certainly invested, no question. I think I was pointing that out more that it's his family is not only is his family really invested and supportive, but it's a good fit for him. Like it works well. It's not something that he kind of rolls his eyes at and is like, God, that type of thing. He appreciates it, and I think it's beneficial to him.
You know, when I look at him, and of course you can't tell how healthy somebody is just by looking at him, but he looks fresh. You know what I mean? He doesn't look to me like, oh man, he's been at it for a while this season. He's been pushing hard, and he looks like he doesn't look like he needs a break anytime soon. He looks
Yeah, he
fresh
doesn't
to me,
look rosy. He doesn't look like red skinned, and he's very, very, very fair complected. So sometimes you see very fair complected people, and they just don't look the right color. Me, I just hide it with a tan. If I don't have a tan, I look gray.
Yeah.
It pretty much just
They don't
looks
look
like
the right
rigor
color.
mortis. Yeah.
They just don't look the right color sometimes. I tell you.
It's in-depth coaching tips right there.
That's right.
Yeah.
For free, too. I didn't even charge anybody for that.
I just, I think the most impressive thing of this whole video that we've been watching now is just how he looks in that t-shirt.
Oh, I know, right?
Like that's the video. That should be Nick in his t-shirt training. That should be the name of the video.
That's probably a 5XL shirt.
Yeah, I'm guessing at least 4, probably 4 at least.
You know
I'm
what?
gonna text him.
Do
Let
they
me
make
throw
a 5?
something at. Yeah, no question. It's
Do the Wolves
massive.
make a 5?
Let me throw something at you guys though. If you're a viewer right now and you're only in the game for a few years, and your thing is, man, I just want to get huge. This would be a takeaway for me. I would look and I'd be like, he's not dying between each set. He's not pouring down sweat. He's not huffing. But this is a big man. He's not huffing and puffing. He can speak without, like he's gonna pass out.
Right.
I mean, there's something to be said here. We preach about. Excuse me. Sorry. We preach about intensity, and we treat about training your ass off and everything. And yet, there's also the recovery component. Part of the reason I think that he progresses so well is he is 99% of the time very, very optimally recovering. So there's a balance. There's a balance between training your ass off and making sure that your recovery is optimized as well. Because, and I tell my clients this all the time, you can always do more work. You can always train harder.
Yeah.
Right.
But you may not recover from that. So you need to do what you can recover from, not what you're able, like, oh, I could do more sets. I have so much more energy. It's not about what you can do. It's about what you can recover from. So, there's a little bit of a takeaway, I think, there that there has to be a little bit of balance.
And that's kind of what I mean too by that he just has a healthy, fresh thing going on here.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you 100%, man.
Yep, I think it's one of the things, this generation, and I can say this because I'm, old. This generation gets their balls busted for, not training hard, but you know what? They arguably recover far better. My generation does.
Oh, we were terrible at recovering.
Still are. I know I am. I catch myself. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? What am I doing?
Yeah.
It just sometimes doesn't make. Now, I think too that this has to be factored in. The longer you train and the harder you train, you almost reset your tolerance for pain and intensity. Not pain, discomfort and intensity, and what you can tolerate. So arguably, the longer and the more years that you train, the more that you can tolerate, and your normal changes. So it makes it more difficult to pull back than if you were just starting out. I think it's a psychological, a psychological thing. I mean, it was driven into our brains in my generation anyway. You just train, you train to puke, you train your ass off, you train.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you just do crazy, we do crazy shit.
And then it drops.
You don't see a lot of crazy shit. Keon is a good example. That's not exactly, and I'm not trying to take it from him. I think the guy has arguably the best physique in bodybuilding.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, he's just a bona fide badass.
He looks crazier and crazier every picture.
Oh my God. And the waist never changes. He just grows everywhere. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But he doesn't train. I don't think he would be labeled as, oh my God, this guy trains so intensely. He doesn't train like a pussy. And it clearly is effective. So there's another takeaway. He is recovering very optimally.
I had this discussion with my boy the other day. I said, I might not. I might just stay here.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And tell everybody I'm taking care of y'all. Y'all live with me. And she's like, let's not go that far.
Man.
No, it's nice. At the same time, I'm like, why would I want to pay for two places?
Yeah, I was thinking.
I have the luxury of being at home and then having my place in Vegas,
He's still got his place down here in Port St. Lucie too. About
cable.
30 minutes from me.
You can't take that clip off of there and lose it, Ron. You like that?
What's that? Oh yeah.
You don't need to like supply the gym with a bunch of carabiners, and that one walks off.
Do you see that in your gym, Ron? Like stuff just goes missing, like a handle or like carabiners. People just randomly take them.
Carabiners and pins.
Yeah, pins constantly.
And it's like I'll walk by a cable stack and there's no pin in it, and I'll look around. I'm like, where did this pin go?
Yeah.
And I'll look around and I'll see it like laying on the floor over by another machine. I'm like, did someone use this pin to like pin a plate?
Yeah.
But it's like a machine that doesn't even make sense to do that on. So I just wonder. And then sometimes the pins are just gone. Like they're just gone.
Yeah.
You know, I bought boxes and boxes of pins.
You guys would like West Coast. Andrew, Skip, you guys like it out there. It's a good gym.
I'm sure.
What is West Coast? Ron's gym?
Yeah.
Yeah, West Coast Iron.
I didn't know that was the name of it. Sorry about that.
Yeah, West Coast Iron.
Because I'm thinking, I thought you were talking about Nick, and I'm like, he ain't on the West Coast. What are you talking about?
No.
Where is that, Vancouver?
Yeah, it's in Port Coquitlam, which is just outside of Vancouver. So yeah, you bet. Got the garage doors open all summer, big bay doors.
Nice.
Warehouse gym. It's cool.
How far away is that from where the Vancouver Pro is?
Like this year they moved the Vancouver Pro, so it's closer now.
Oh, okay.
It's like actually back in Burnaby now, so it's like less than 15 minutes away.
Oh wow, really? Okay.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, that machine is sick.
Yeah, that's the new tech. Supposed to be really good.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it really isolates that tricep here.
Yeah.
It's just such a boss like shot. Triceps fucking bulging out.
Yeah.
Makes his head,
Crazy.
and he doesn't have a small head, so like it
I
makes
was
his head
thinking the
look
same
small.
thing. They're bigger than his fucking head.
Yeah, that's wild.
His arms are fucking huge.
I could have spent the last 41 years doing something a little more productive that I was actually
With your
good
life? Yeah.
at. Yeah.
I think this is the last exercise he does here. This is a good video. I'm glad we watched it.
I remember I went through a phase where I was obsessed with being strong with a dumbbell like that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I would drop the dumbbell behind my head so that I couldn't see it. Like I would get it real deep, power it up.
You guys ever see? I talked about this before. The video of David Henry doing like the 120-pound dumbbells, single arm behind the head.
Oh, no way.
Single arm?
Dude,
Single
it was
arm.
120 or
I watched that with
140.
Scott. I watched that
Yeah,
with
so
Scott one
because
time.
Scott can verify because he was in the video with him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he
And-
sure was.
It is wild.
He said he would do that all the time too. You know.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a party trick. Dave Henry was a strong dude.
The kids
Good
today will be
dude,
like,
too.
"Oh, fake weights," you know.
That was it. It's a good video. Push day.
Nick, you're the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Impressive as.
That's why some of us are on that stage and some of us coach.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a fucking lot of tissue. You know, we get so used to seeing them on stage and stuff. So when you see a good training video
Yeah.
where you can kind of get like, you know, he's in a real gym and, like, you know, just the way the shirt was on it, you're like, oh God. Huge, you know?
You're
Tell you
born to
somebody
do
else
this.
who didn't train terribly hard, but maximized his recovery optimally all the time. Phil Heath. Only
Yeah.
time he ever
I-
made
I
a
think
noise
there's
was
a-
when there was a camera on.
I think there's a theme here, though.
Yeah.
Well, sure. I mean, don't get me wrong. I
They
don't
got
wanna-
like if Down syndrome's an extra chromosome, I don't know what gene these guys have, but there's an extra chromosome going on somewhere. That
Yeah.
But I guess what I'm saying is this: what about the guys? Because I think about myself doing this. if I were to just chill the out, maybe not at 55, but the point is at some point and pull back a little bit and focus more on optimally recovering versus the mentality of just, driving every set into the ground, I do wonder, looking back, what would the difference have been? Now, it may not have been dramatic. It may not have been, but I bet there'd have been a difference. I mean, that's just me looking back, and I have to wonder because I never do. I never have. I've never. God, I don't know, man. Not training to failure or damn near to failure. That just is not something that I have ever been motivated to do.
I've got an exclusive here. The shirt size that Nick was wearing was a 2XL.
You're kidding.
Just kidding. It was a 4.
I was going to say.
There you go.
Yeah. Hey, one thing I'll throw out there is Dusty has said that if he could train like that to have gotten the size he did, he would have too. But it took him doing what he did to gain the muscle that he gained because he had to train differently to keep up with guys that had better genetics. He's talking about that a bunch. So, there's that side of it as well.
So he did give that a shot as far as focusing more on the recovery and pulling back on the intensity?
I don't know.
Or did he just accept that he had to train that hard and that was his mentality and he never, he never pulled back? I'm just saying. I just throw
The
that
mystery.
out there.
The mystery.
You wonder.
Yeah.
You wonder.
Well, we got a bunch of stuff here, guys.
I wonder.
We have,
I wonder. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We've got a critique too, so I wanted to get you guys in on that. This is from one of our Patreon guys, Scott, and he says he's 5 and 6.5 weeks out. He's competing at North Americans in Classic. He said it's his second and third show ever, second year competing. He's 5'9", 201 currently, and he's coached by Dom Kuza and trained by Dr. Danny
Lamartina.
Thank you.
Lamartina, yeah. Elite FTS. Bonafide.
Oh.
She's a bona fide badass. You know her.
Oh, okay. Now I do.
Yeah.
It just took me a minute to connect the dots there. All right. Share screen. I'm going to go over to window. Here we go. This is the one. All right. So we'll start here. And I'll just run
I saw this
through
guy
the
this
pictures.
weekend, I feel like. Did he just compete?
I don't think so. He said 5 and 6.5 weeks right now.
Oh.
I feel like he came up and said hi to me at the Universe.
Okay.
What's his name?
His name is Scott.
What class is he in again?
He's going to be in Classic. He's competing
Yeah,
at North Americans. He's 5'9". He's competed once. This next show is going to be a week and a half out in 5 weeks, a week and a half away from North Americans. So he's going to do the qualifier, and then he's going into that show.
So he's got 5 weeks to his show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in great shape.
Yeah.
I mean, the glutes are grainy and that's awesome position to be in.
He looks good.
He'll just get more and more shredded.
He looks great
judging
for-
by the condition. I mean,
Only haven't competed once.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. He doesn't
Good
have a
posing,
history
too.
of competition. That's pretty good shape and pretty young skin.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
yeah. Look at the back double. Go to the.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, see the glutes. I mean, the glutes are right there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see any balance, like flaws or weaknesses.
No, like
Do
he's
you
pretty.
guys? It's
No.
pretty. It's just like an overall size thing. The shape is great. The structure is great.
How tall is he?
5'9".
5'9". Okay, so that's class. Is that top
C.
of B or C? Bottom of C?
C-ish.
He'll have room to grow, But what did I say his weight was?
201.
Yeah.
Go back to that front double if you would.
Sure.
If I can give some constructive criticism, definitely got to work on pulling those abs in Classic.
Okay.
I mean, everybody on there in the like just coming from a national show this weekend, everybody's abs are sucked in. Their vacuums are locked in.
So they're all doing vacuums, is what you're saying?
Not even if you're not doing a vacuum. Like I would say the way his midsection is right here, You get away with that in bodybuilding for sure, but
Okay.
in classic, everyone's waist is like this now. You know,
Yeah.
So just pull it in.
pull it in, work that transverse abdominal, and
You want to see the ridge.
yeah, a little bit
Yeah.
more of the ridge, and
Yeah.
and I would even shift this front shot up a little bit and add a little bit more of a hip shift to it, because that'll help make his waist look a little bit smaller, especially if he angles at like.
Yeah.
If he points his waist at like 1 o'clock or even,
Yeah.
2 o'clock, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. Just slightly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Offset. Like those hips are just kind of. I always
Slight
think of where
offset.
my hip bone's facing. You know what I mean?
It's going to balance out his back too in the front double bicep, because right now, without that twist, the left side looks a little pulled in versus the right side, and I'm saying his left side. So our right side, been looking at it.
Yeah. Solid physique, though. I mean,
Yep.
what did we say, 5 weeks?
Yep.
Yeah, 5 to 6.
Is
You,
there
sir, will be in shape.
Is there anything you guys would suggest after this season that he needs to, in particular, work on? Anything that you see that needs to come up? I mean, I do feel, I agree. I feel like he's pretty balanced. Back is thick, for the density he has currently. His legs look balanced front to back. I don't see anything, for me at least, that really stands out. Like, I don't know.
I would say
just feel like
lats from
more.
the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lats from the front, and then arms.
Yeah. All right. We'll
And
take
just,
it.
growing all around. Just growing all around.
Yeah.
And he should have some room to grow in that class if he's 5 to 6 weeks out at 201.
Yeah,
Not a lot, but there should be room there.
Yeah.
I would tell him to have a lot of fun in the gym and put on 10 to 15 pounds of muscle, and that's pretty much where all his improvements will come from.
Yeah. Just keep doing it.
Generally, yeah. Nothing
So
wrong.
classic
Nothing wrong
cutoff
here.
at 5'9" is 194.
Oh.
And what did he say his weight was?
He's 201 right now.
Oh,
So he
I
has
forgot it
room,
was classic.
but not a lot
Okay.
of room.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got a good. Let's say he's got 8 to 9 pounds to lose.
Yeah.
I mean, that still puts him under the cutoff, and then he's still going to have 5 or 6 more pounds of muscle to put on. When you can still make your cap weight, if you get what I'm
Right.
saying. And the cool thing is, like some of these shows, like North Americans, you can go and weigh in on like
Yeah.
Wednesday morning and
Yeah.
compete on Saturday.
2.5
afternoon.
days out.
Yeah, dude, like that is key. And when you're picking your national shows, if you're a classic guy, you got to pay attention to that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I had a guy who did the Oklahoma Pro, and he was 20 pounds over his limit 12 days out from the show.
Right.
I mean, but he was in shape. So it's like, we're going to be doing some 2 to 3 ounce protein meals for the next couple of weeks and not a lot of carbs.
Is that what you had to do, is just pull the food way down on him?
Oh, dude, he was eating less than a lot of my bikini girls. I mean, he
Okay.
was 700 or 800 calories for a couple days straight, for a couple weeks straight, rather.
Yeah.
And then my whole thing is like, I try not to ever use diuretics to make weight, and we
Yeah.
successfully did that.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't like to start diuretics early. I don't know how these guys used to do it back in the day. Was starting diuretics 6 days out, 4 days out.
It's a miracle any of us lived.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he told me what he had done before, where he was, aldactone,
Aldactone,
Monday,
yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then doubling the aldactone Thursday, Friday, and then adding the diazide in Thursday and Friday just to make weight for a Friday cutoff. I'm like, yeah, throw that plan out. We ain't doing that, dude. I'm not going to mess with your health,
Yeah.
And yeah, we were able to make weight by 0.1 pounds.
It's close.
And then, yeah, it was. Oh yeah, but I mean, I tell you what, I'm not saying like I'm a genius at this, but like, if you're a coach, you got to pay attention to your athletes and what their weight's doing throughout the day with what you're feeding them.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I mean, we were checking in like every 45 minutes, and I
Right.
was with them at the hotel, so I was able to watch his food and watch, well, lack of food, I should say, and just watch his weight all throughout the day, and just, okay, now we're gonna drop your water, and then now I need you to go and do a couple flights of stairs, and all right, go weigh in. You're gonna be like 0.1 under, and sure enough, he was right there. So
Yeah, balance between getting on the scale and also not looking like complete crap, in the process too.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we got a bunch of listener questions too. I'll just start running through them. Ooh, we have an overrated, underrated. It was supposed to be for It's Just Bodybuilding, but since we've got Ron here, we'll bring it here.
Okay, let's do it.
We'll poach some questions here from our show,
Okay.
Ron.
Yes,
All right,
please.
overrated or underrated? And let me tell you guys, Skip and Andrew, it's not necessarily what you think about it, but it's also like the way society currently looks at it. So, I think you heard one from Dusty the other week, didn't you?
Yeah, we did it with
guys?
Dusty.
That's right. All right.
He questioned us with like 5 things.
All right. So we've got overrated or underrated the reverse hack squat. And you can't say accurately rated.
The
I would.
reverse hack
Oh, where you would go backwards in a hack squat machine?
Oh, excuse me, reverse hyper. That would make a little more sense.
Reverse
That'd make a little
hyper.
more sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Want me to take it?
Damn, that's a tough one to say, because it's not my opinion. I would say they're underrated generally by people. I think more people would benefit from them if more people did them. How's that? There you go. Underrated
agree.
technically.
I would agree because from an injury prevention standpoint, it's a great exercise
Yeah.
to incorporate, and there's a lot of different functions for it. Like we have a lot of bikini and wellness athletes that just do one leg at a time and just, swing it up and just like slower, rather not the whole West Side barbell method.
Like
but
an extension.
Yeah, like an extension and really hold that contraction. There's very, very little weight on the bar, but I think it's a good machine, a good piece of equipment.
Yeah. Plus the decompression stuff. It's the only thing that loads the spinal erectors while actually decompressing the spine, which is like an anomaly. So,
Yeah.
it's interesting,
What do you think, Skip?
Underrated.
Underrated.
I'm with you guys on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll join you guys on that.
They put every good athlete on them now. Like, you know what I mean? Like all the explosive athletes are doing them and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just,
I feel like anyone though that's like under 27 would probably be like, what exercise are you guys talking
Right.
about? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, then it's definitely underrated in that case.
We have a reverse hyper at our gym and it gets used, but
Yeah.
most of the time it just holds people's belts and knee reps.
Your drink cups and all your shakers and stuff. Yeah.
All right, meal prep like a pro. I want one tip or trick from each of you guys on food prep on a tight schedule.
Well, just timing of everything. You set up a pot of rice, you preheat the oven, you throw your chicken breasts on a tray, slam them in the oven, 20 minutes. By the time your rice is done, your chicken's done, it's all done at the same time. I don't know. That's how I used to do things. Just do it all together at once.
Yeah.
I'd go crock pot, but
Crock
there you
pot's
go.
easy. Put it in before bed, wake up the next morning, it's all ready.
I mean,
There
I don't
you
know
go.
if there's any less prep time than a giant crock pot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you put,
I
like
would
a bag of potatoes and a bunch of sirloin in there or what?
Yeah, I used to do a crock pot for the kids. Every morning I'd get up and I would do their dinner for them, and they used to bitch about it all the time. It would be good stuff too.
Yeah.
And they bitch about it. But now that they're older, they're like, oh, I remember I did like some of those. That's all we ever had. I'm like, just because you cook it in a crock pot doesn't mean that it's the same meal. Give me a break.
Right.
I'm going to say, all right, so for people to work a busy schedule and they're out of the house early in the morning, as soon as you get home, wash your Tupperwares and then make your meals for the next day. Like right when you're cleaning the old Tupperware out, put them right in the fridge. So all you got to do is, grab them and go to the next day.
Yeah,
That's
and make
what I
sure
used to
that
do.
you wash your Tupperwares after you wash your underwears too. Had to get that in there. Taking a cheap shot at Andrew. Oh yeah.
I just jump in the pool with my clothes on and then I let them dry. And,
Perfect. 2
Little
for
bit of
one.
soap.
Yeah. I got one, and this is a tip that I'm going to tell nobody to do, but I had done this before. So you need to get a quick meal in, and you're already at the grocery store because you work for 7-Up. So you head over to the dairy department, and you get one of those 2-cup things of egg whites, and first you pay for it. You also buy 2 bagels. You chug that back real quick, and then you start eating the bagels, head over to the bathroom, take 10 IU of Humulin R, and then get on with your work day. You're good to go. It's like 90 grams of carbs, 100 grams of carbs, and 50 grams of protein. Boom.
I might add like a juice.
Little juice just to make sure you cover that.
Might add like, a 5.
I'll also add, make sure you know where the next bathroom is about
I was
25 to 30 minutes later.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I would go with Good Culture cottage cheese tub over egg whites, but that's just me.
Well, how about do you guys ever do Oikos Pro 25? It's got the 25 grams of protein. It's got some whey in it. 25 grams of protein, like I think 4 or 5 grams of carbs and 2 grams of fat per serving for 170 grams.
I don't, but I have clients that do.
Yeah.
And for what it's worth, the macro profile of cottage cheese, low-fat cottage cheese, is almost identical to Greek yogurt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever, I remember my first prep, I had chicken, like 5 of my meals were like exactly the same. Chicken breast, sweet potato, and cottage cheese with whatever broccoli or some veggie.
Yeah, that's a good.
And I would always put my cottage cheese on the chicken, and it actually like tasted amazing. A little bit of salt, a little bit of seasoning. It all just came together so good. And then you have a little bite of the sweet potato, which with the sweet potatoes I would cut them up, and I'd put them in the oven, but I'd put Splenda and cinnamon on them. And to me, I'm like, this is like a dessert. It's almost like pumpkin pie or something.
Did you cook them until they were just starting to get crunchy?
Just
yes.
like I didn't cross over to crunch because it still had a nice, like I said, pumpkin pie kind of almost texture to it.
Yep.
I've been using.
I'm a big cottage cheese fan. I love me some cottage cheese. Yeah, especially with Good Culture because it's got the probiotics in it. Huh. It's great, and they make a lactose-free version. I have to slow my mouth down.
Is great.
Sometime.
I've been using hash brown potatoes. They have just chopped up. They're like little. They call them like Southern style potatoes. So they're just chopped up in little tiny cubes. And what I end up doing is, as I'm making the dog's food in the morning, I have to get these going first. But I dump those out into a bowl, microwave them for 2 minutes. That way they're all kind of pre-cooked. Then I throw them in the air fryer, kind of spread it out, salt, pepper, and then a tiny spray of the olive oil cooking spray just to kind of get them to crisp up, And then just throw that in there, finish the dog food, get my eggs going. Eggs are cooking, and 5-7 minutes later, pull those potatoes out, freaking dump them in there. Key is the eggs still have to be cooking, so they all kind of gel together. You don't have to take a bite and potatoes are falling.
Oh, and you make like an omelet fry type of thing.
Yes, yeah,
that's great.
It's good. It's real good.
I was telling a story to someone the other day about when I was going from my sophomore to junior year in high school. You guys familiar with the Costco chicken breasts, the frozen ones?
Oh yeah.
Like the big fat. Okay, so I knew nothing about foodborne illness back then, but I would take them out of the freezer.
What a way to start!
No, dude. Honestly, I don't know how I'm not dead.
I knew nothing about disfiguring penis injuries.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Like honestly, I should have salmonella poisoning and be. But I would do this 3 times a day. My breakfast was like eggs and oatmeal, whatever. The next 3 meals, I'd pull 2 chicken breasts out. I'd throw them in the microwave for like 6 minutes. All right. Now they would come out still like pink and frozen on the inside, and I would just take a bucket of rice and throw it on there, and I would eat those 3 times a day, cover it with barbecue sauce. I gained like 26 quality pounds that summer, and I do not know how I did not die. Like looking back on it now, I'm so paranoid about foodborne illness. But Jesus.
Maybe this should have been like the food prep tips we don't recommend. I've got the egg whites, you got that,
Yeah.
I got one more. I don't eat regular rice. I eat Seeds of Change brand that has the flavored rice in the pouches.
Okay.
Cilantro, lime, and you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I buy like the Uncle Ben's ones so that I'm in an emergency. Like, oh shit, I didn't cook rice. I've got like some packets,
There's some nasty shit in that Uncle Ben's, though. I'm just telling you.
Quick story on the egg whites, though, Scott. I had a bikini client. We were at Universe actually last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I go into a room and I'm like, "Where's your breakfast?" Like I want to look at you and then I need you to eat.
Yeah.
And she's like, and I had her doing. It was 2 days before the show. She had egg whites and I don't know something else on her plan. And I'm like, how are you cooking your eggs? Like, where's your skillet? And she's like, oh no, I've just been drinking them. And I'm like, No, remember I specifically told you not to do that, and she had a major distension issue all through prep, and I was trying to figure it out, and I know I covered it with her, and she was eating that shit. She was drinking her egg whites literally peak week going into the show, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me.
I did okay with it at one point because, like I said, it was quick protein, and at the time, it's when I was pushing as much food as I could, so it'd be like solid food meal, and then an hour later a shake with maltodextrin. Solid food meal, hour later shake. So I was doing anything I could, and for one of my meals, I was drinking the 2 cups of egg whites and then like 100 grams of carbs. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll do one later in the afternoon, and that's where things went south. Like I figured out, like I reached my point that it was too many egg whites, and then I stopped it altogether.
Ugh.
The body has a max limit of orange roughy. Too.
Yeah,
I might add. Yes.
Yeah, no, Jay. I remember Jay covering that.
Just starts leaking out. You're like, oh, what was that? Oh, that's not good.
It's funny. I think I tolerated egg whites better than anyone I've ever known.
Yeah,
I just never had any problems with them. Just
drinking them or eating them.
Oh, I drank a million of them, ate a million of them, drank a million of them. I just never really noticed anything.
2 cups. That was my limit. I could do 2 cups. Anything beyond that.
Oh, really?
No.
Like in a day, you mean?
Yeah, 2 cups a day.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's quite a bit. So yeah. You know, I don't know how many times I drank. A liter and a half every single day. That's a lot.
I'll still use a little bit to mix my protein at night, and I make like a pudding out of it. With like a teaspoon of peanut butter.
Right.
The egg whites kind of changes the consistency a little bit. It's not even protein I'm counting.
Well, they're great in the Ninja Creamy too.
Oh, dude!
Put like some egg whites in the Ninja Creamy, and then when it whips up, it's just like it's like it's just
Are you
if I ever used a Ninja Creamy, I would never admit that I used a Ninja Creamy.
I fully admit that I use a Ninja Creamy every
We don't use ours enough.
It's my favorite meal of the day. It is
really?
amazing.
Okay, there you go. See, we have one. We went through a little phase when we got it.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of got lazy and we quit making them.
Well, I've got an assistant that makes mine for me. So
I don't have mine programmed. I'll have to get mine programmed.
Well, is it like literally her one responsibility? Because
no. It just was a thing we never really got designated. It's kind of a make your own situation.
All right, how about this one? So Gamboni Law has been asking this question a couple times, and we haven't gotten to him yet. But he says, great show as always. Do any of you see benefits of using bands for biceps and side delts? They are problem areas for me, and I'm looking for alternatives.
No,
I wouldn't say it's going to be like
a game changer.
Yeah, well, with a side delt too, the problem is this is the hardest part, right? Which makes, and then the easiest part's down here. So anything you would do to band it would just enhance that. It would make the bottom even easier and the top even harder. So, if anything, you'd want to reverse a curve, but banding that in any way would just enhance the curve. So, you don't bother banding anything on side delts.
Yeah.
I'm going to go the opposite on that. Because I used to do an exercise where I'd put like one of those Elite FTS orange micro mini bands and anchor it to something on the floor, and then I would do a single arm side lateral kind of with a lean and holding onto a dumbbell at the same time to get even more. I did feel like I had more of a peak contraction.
So you were trying to overload the peak.
I was trying to overload the peak on purpose.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to say I don't really like them for biceps, but I'll tell you what, you take one of those thick Elite FTS orange bands and you anchor it on like a cable station and use it for triceps and do something silly like I'm going to do 5 sets of 20 reps with 30 seconds rest between set. And tell me your tricep doesn't feel like it grew an inch by the time you get done.
I love bands for tricep stuff, like weird stuff you can move around.
Keep doing that, Ron.
Yeah.
You like
Do it
that?
near your
You
face.
like that?
No, a little closer to the chin.
Yeah. No, I'm always careful. It always goes around. What are you guys talking about? I never hit myself in the face. I know how to move it. Hey, what are you talking about?
I like a banded pull apart. And it's not like, oh man, you're gonna grow some crazy rear delts if you do a banded pull apart. But I'll use that as like a warm up, or I wouldn't even call it like a pre-fatigue, but like a pre-activation for rear delts. And just to mess around, I might take the same band you're talking about, Andrew, that like the orange micro band, and maybe do like 8 of those and then go straight into like a bent over, dumbbell rear raise, something like that. It's
John
it feels
used to have
good.
us do a lot of that. With you do like a traditional rear delt exercise, and then you do another 15 to 20
With
of
the
the band
band.
pull aparts.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
sometimes you'd flip it and you do the band pull aparts first, and then you'd go and do the other exercise. Great contractions. You leave the gym full of blood because it was always like your last exercise.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. That's
And
and that's where I got it from, was from his stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So wait a minute here. I think you made a claim there of great contractions and a pump full of blood. Now I need to see some studies. What does a contraction have to do with it?
All right. Let's see what else we have
man.
here. I'm looking around.
I love some of the memes that are still coming out.
Well, have you seen the latest trend? And my buddy Phil does this, is because there's a lot of like the younger, we'll call them the TikTok generation, that they have no muscle. I'll just say that they have no muscle, and they're doing these videos breaking down what pro bodybuilders are doing wrong with their training. And like, so someone will take a Nick Walker exercise, or Nick Walker, size individual, and talk about how he's doing the exercise all wrong.
Yeah.
And this, they pull up research studies and this and that. And meanwhile, you look the dude up, and he's like a $165 dripping wet, no muscle. It's like, if you're gonna give advice on fitness stuff, like, look kind of like the part,
Yeah, or I'll see like Chris Bumstead looks really good in this rear double bicep pose, but if he were only to turn his foot this way, he'd be able to bring out the,
Yeah, like, dude, stay in your own lane, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What about this one? This is from Patreon for the coaching podcast, with all these new compounds like Reta, SLU, MOTC, etc., making prep a lot easier for people. What kind of effect do you think that will have on the overall bodybuilding community in general? The suffering has been tied to bodybuilding for so long. I wonder what the community will think about making prep so much easier to deal with.
So I was thinking of something, how we've had the conversation, like, which drugs in the last 25 years have actually made a difference?
Yeah.
Right? Because we talk so much about the evolution of gear and how people use it differently and everything. And obviously there's some things that have come and gone that have made it a bit of a difference. But I actually think that these drugs are going to make a big visual impact in bodybuilding. And it's because it's going to make, to a degree, because I always think of statistics, to a degree, it's going to make getting in shape easier, which means more people will be ripped at the local level, at the level 1, level 2 shows. We're going to see better conditioning. We're going to see, that's what I think. I think that's going to make a difference. I think, all this stuff that's come and gone and didn't really make a difference at that level, still the same guys winning. Like, you know what I mean? But I think this might make a difference. And
Tell you, this is going to make a difference in the Masters division.
Yes.
And it's not going to be good. Well, it has the potential to be good for the guys who can't get in condition, but I will tell you this. I'll never use it again during a prep. I might use it at the beginning, but I won't use it. Has
I missed
havoc on me for distension.
Yeah, I heard you. I heard that you said something about it, but I actually didn't know the quote. So
yeah, I did. I haven't elaborated on it yet. I really haven't dug into anything with the prep. I'm waiting to be done, and I'll talk about a few things in depth. But that's going to be one of them. It's to say it's horrible is a gross understatement.
You're saying you think Retatrutide, for example, or Tirzepatide are horrible specifically for the Masters division, or just overall in preps?
Masters division. And the reason I say that is not as a black and white blanket statement, but because I've had such horrible problems with it. Masters competitors, guys who have been around a long time already, battle typically with distension anyway. And this is, it takes it to another level. It's horrible. It's been horrible for me, to the point where I've had to, if I had it to do over again, I'd have got rid of it sooner. It took me a minute to figure out, like, how could things change this much in a year? Like, am I just, because I'm a year older, 55 is different than 54? And then I put it together, I'm like, oh, wait. So then I started, I wanted to be careful because I was halfway through prep. It was starting to get, to the grind phase. I didn't want to just cut it immediately and then be wrong and then be like, starving or something. And I'm not usually someone who starves during a prep anyway. I'll have my points where I'm hungry because I'm depleted. But it's not typically this ravenous, like, oh, I got it. I everything I just need to eat. That's not a me thing. It hasn't been a me thing for a long time. I guess I'm not tied emotionally to food. I love food.
I think that
love
comes with
food.
maturity too in bodybuilding.
I think so too, and just 100%. The experience of it, sure. But of doing it over and over and over for a long time. But I will tell you, the distension I just can't. I have pictures. I'll show.
That's crazy. Yeah, I just
later.
Hadn't heard
Horrible, arguably embarrassing. I mean, it's like you have to be kidding me. You know what came to mind? Lenny.
Yeah.
Lenny, I'm like, am I turning into Lenny? Like, what the hell's going on?
Oh, jeez. Because I had one guy tell me that
Florida.
I had one guy tell me
not very
that
far south of me either.
Yeah. Both real tan.
Right.
He told me he started it and just ramped it up over a few weeks, and then he had 1 week where he had a little bit of like gastrointestinal disturbance.
Yeah.
And then he dropped the dose down, and then he said he just had a super easy prep. And I was just like, interesting. Because, like, I missed the window on that one.
Yeah, you did.
So, did you try lowering the dose, Skip?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm down to probably 30% of what I was. And remember, I didn't run a high dose. When I set the initial dose, I just kept it there because it worked so incredibly well until it just didn't. And part of it is, it didn't just cause distension like, oh, I'm distended. What it was as you get into dieting, or at least as I get into dieting and getting more depleted, then I have those high days are high, and it's a lot of volume of food.
Yeah.
And especially when it's clean, it's even higher when it's clean, because if it's dirty and it's a cheat, you can get a lot of calories in a smaller volume of food, quite frankly. So it just out of control, and it's obviously from slower gastric emptying, but it would linger for 2 to 3 days. I mean, I got to the point where I said, I look like a hog for 4 days or 5 days, and then I look like a bodybuilder for 2. Like, this is just not even. Yeah. This is not even cool.
That's not fun when you're in prep.
No, not at all.
You want to be looking better every day.
Yeah, exactly.
At least flatter. Like I should be getting flatter and more.
Which is another thing. I come back to what you said, Andrew, and I argued with you, or I countered. I don't know that I argued, but I countered and I said, I don't notice the flatness.
Yeah.
Flat is.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap. And then very, very difficult I just literally within the last week have started to fill out.
Yeah. I found that for me, loading is a different ball game.
Yeah.
I found out real quick that there are foods that used to work really good for me without Reta, and I can't handle and sometimes it's the foods that are real dense, especially like the real sweet stuff. I told you guys that story about I ate like some banana covered caramelized this and that French toast, and I had like a 3/4. I ate 2 pieces, and that last piece sitting on my plate, I was like, I'm gonna power through it. Normally wouldn't be a problem. Oh man, it was the only time in my life that we were getting ready to go to the grocery store after we ate, and I was like, I gotta sit in the car for 10 minutes. Like, I literally was contemplating, like, I need to make myself puke. I am never doing this again.
Yeah.
It was bad. It took me about 45 minutes to finally feel okay, but from there forward, it changed the way I loaded. And I'm with that's what I was saying.
Same
too,
here.
Was that the and then to try to battle the flatness, I ended up figuring out my strategy was more frequent meals through the day versus before I was just doing one meal, and that worked good when I didn't need much of a load.
Right.
My first load was like more of like a mental break kind of thing. You know what I mean? Where I'm a few more calories, something different, a little bit more than I would have gotten. Like a club sandwich that's like 550 calories and, a cookie, and that's it. And if the load is like that, that's one thing. But I could only see, because I'm not nearly as lean as you are, Skip. You know what I mean? So I came down a good amount of fat, but I still had some fat to go before I'd be even close to bodybuilding lean. So, yeah, I could see it, man. But for me, that was the answer, was smaller meals throughout the day. And do you feel like, did you get constipated at all? Because that's another thing, obviously, with the slower gastric emptying.
No.
So you were good with that. Yeah.
Well, I don't get constipated, but I will tell you, I figured out that glutamine is a savior for me because it does help to push food through quicker.
Yeah.
But again, compared to bringing like if I would have kept the dose the same of the Reta and used glutamine, it wouldn't have had much of an impact at all. But coming back to the sugar, let me tell you, I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but I was raving about this cinnamon roll from Wicked Bread, and it was just. Did you see that? And no, let me tell you something.
You've talked about that before.
Oh, it was insanely good. But here's the thing. I'm eating it, and I ate, there's 3 in a tray, okay? And they are heavy, like dripping with, like oil, and there's like butter in the frosting. I mean, and it's granulated, like it tastes like sand, the frosting. There's so much sugar in it. I get through maybe one of these, maybe 1.5, and I literally can't take another bite. Like but I'm not full. So I have to change because it's, the cheat meal at the end of the day after the high carb meals. I got to force a big cheat meal, right?
Yeah.
I go and I eat an Adrian's 14-inch thin pizza, New York pizza, with literally pork sausage on it, truffle oil, all this stuff. So I get the calories. I'm not full after eating the cinnamon roll, but I can't eat another bite.
Yeah. Because
it literally is making me sick to my stomach from the sugar. It's the most bizarre thing. And I've skip loaded for, I'm not skip loaded now, but I mean, arguably it's that same type of mentality. I can eat, and especially when I'm depleted, but not now, not on that Reta, not the sugar. I can't.
Oh, dude, I'm with you.
Do it.
You sure it's the sugar though? Because you sure it's the sugar though? Because the food you're describing, because we did an episode yesterday on Unracked, literally just about Reta, and Phil Viz, another host, was talking. He asked me and Kyle for our opinion because he was doing kind of like the meals you're talking about for his refeeds, a Domino's pizza, and what I'm going with is a very high fat content.
No, because I could eat the pizza and I could eat the whole damn thing, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
And then I stopped because I'm full, not because it's making me sick to my. But I would, when I say finish the cinnamon roll, I'm like, I eat as much of the cinnamon roll as I could, and then I immediately just go to the pizza and eat a whole damn 14-inch thin pizza. And it's loaded, truffle oil, pork sausage. I mean, there's plenty of fat in there.
Okay.
So I was okay with fats too. It was just that sugar.
The fat. Oh, and I actually crave one of the things that I would go to if it wasn't the pizza was I have ciabatta bread that I literally, you're going to laugh, and I crave this. I put butter on it and then put cashew butter on it. And I'm not kidding when I say I could eat 7 or 8 pieces of this. Like I can't
You've raved
eat it
about that on previous
enough.
episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have.
I can't eat it fast enough. But not sugar. Like if I go to put honey on a couple pieces,
you guys go way harder on food than I do.
Yeah.
Way harder.
Very passionate.
And all of my high carb meals throughout the day, the other 5 or 6, depending, are virtually 0 fat.
Okay.
So by the time I get to the fat, if you actually, I've looked at the macros because I'm like, holy crap, there's a lot of fat in here. But if you put all those macros together for the day, I'm able to take advantage of the high carb meals with insulin. And then I come in with very moderate or lower carbs with the high fat. And you put them all together and it all balances out to a pretty good macro for the day because I'm putting all that fat in the last meal. But nonetheless, by that time, I am so massively distended that it's just crazy.
I just want to offer
Stop doing that.
Yeah, I want to offer first, don't do that thing
I
again.
said the same thing.
But I was going to say,
I'm trying
make your
not
meals
to bring
a little
my prep
bit
guy into this. That's what I'm
cleaner.
saying. I pleaded to not do that. Well, I have days, though, to understand. They're not all like that.
I know.
I've only had high carb plus the cheat meal maybe 6 of those weeks. The rest of it's just the high carb meals. And it's the same damn thing. I am so distended that it's just it's crazy, and not just then, but for the next couple days.
Are you sure you also haven't, in the process of this prep, developed some type of GI issue, leaky gut, or
I can't be
SIBO?
sure. I can't be sure of that, but because you're right, that has crossed my mind. I even thought of gluten because I noticed it from the bread first, but then I'm like, because I've had problems with gluten before. If I leave it out 4 or 5 months and I put it back in, I'd get like stomach cramps, but I didn't get that this time. But I did consider that. I'm falling back on, I'm not processing a lot during this prep. I'm going to wait until after. I'm kind of in head down, execute, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's good.
But it definitely, it's a possibility. But what I see is the correlation with a lot of literally the only obvious thing that has changed this year from last year is the Reta. The gear's all the same. The GH is all the same. The insulin is all the same. Everything is almost identical. Almost identical, but it's different. There's a lot to process there.
I got one more thing for you guys. We had somebody asking about deadlifts. He's never done deadlifts before, and I wanted to get your opinions. Do you need deadlifts in your workouts? Do you need deadlifts to grow a thick physique? And if so, how would you approach adding them into a program? And I want to hear from each of you guys on just your own take too. Like, did you go through a phase? Ron, did you go through a phase with deadlifts?
I tried to force deadlifts. I'm not a big deadlift guy. I don't really give a shit as a
I thought you would be. I honestly thought you would be.
I went through phases where I was, and I tried to be because, we had various reasons why we thought you should deadlift.
Sure.
Do the hard stuff.
Ronnie Coleman.
It's all Ronnie's fault.
And Dorian deadlifted too. He did like a standard set of deadlifts in blood and guts. So deadlifts were in the program. But I wound up loving stiff leg deadlifts, heavy stiff leg deadlifts for hams, glutes, and I also thought they did a lot for your back. And I wound up never really loving deadlifts. I got pretty decently strong at them at a couple points, but I would deadlift on and off throughout the years, and I hurt my lower back a whole bunch of times, so deadlifts were never like a core always there for me. But yeah, I did them, but I don't think you need them.
That's
you can do other things.
I don't think it's a bodybuilding exercise, quite frankly.
Yeah.
It has its benefits of strength, everything else, but I think we can all agree.
Are you an athlete?
Show me someone who has deadlifted for a long time and doesn't have lower back issues, either due to it or exacerbated by deadlifting. It's just the vulnerability there, the risk, the ROI. I don't think it's there.
I mean, there's a coolness factor that I appreciate.
Sure.
And the hardcoreness and all that.
Mm-hmm. Johnny
I got my
O.
coolness factor from being able to squat a lot. So for me, that was my hardcore exercise that I could flex my my strength on.
Right.
But
yeah.
I echo everything you said, Ron, in terms of try to force them, try to write them into your programming because you want to do the hard stuff. You want to, not take the easy way out. But I don't think, and I echo what Skip says, I don't think it's a great bodybuilding exercise. I rarely write them into people's programs unless they request them.
Yeah. Yep, that's how I feel.
You, Scott?
I'm with you guys. I went through a phase of, I guess I'd put it like Ron did, kind of trying to force them. And there was a phase training with Shelby, and it was later on. We did a lot of meadow stuff early on, and then later he wanted to start working with Jordan Peters. Jordan loves deadlifts, so we worked deadlifts into the plan, and we did them for about a year. And I got okay with them. I never was like a strong deadlifter. I was watching him and VJ. Believe it or not, VJ is really strong with deadlifts, and they would go head to head on the weight, and they'd be up at like 6+ plates on them doing reps. I, on the other hand, was like lucky to get 3 plates. My lower back has always been like 1 rep away from me throwing my lower back out every time I would do a deadlift off the floor. So it never really equaled like success for me. But I will say this, that after that 1 year, completely didn't expect this to happen. My traps were the biggest they'd ever been, and my biceps were the biggest they'd ever been too. So it grew unintentionally, both of those things.
But
back
only
was
one bicep.
Yeah, back was better, but yeah, traps were definitely. I was like, oh shit, my traps look much bigger, and biceps were definitely at their best.
I think anatomically, you got to be the right body type to
Yep.
excel at that exercise. You know, if you're a taller guy,
Yeah.
it's not going to work for you.
But I think that's
you know?
why they get credit. You got Johnny O pulling deads. Which came first, chicken or the egg? Did the back come first and the structure was there for the limbs and the torso length and everything else that made him a good deadlifter?
And the
Though
guys
he
who
has great
deadlift-
erectors, never pulled a dead in his life. I don't think I've ever seen him do a barbell row.
The guys who deadlift and they're good at it, like Johnny O or Jordan Peters. You watch a Jordan Peters video and he's deadlifting. I want to, you see that and I'm like, I want to be a deadlifter too, and it's just not for me.
Yeah, but then you look and you're like, oh, Jordan Peters is what, 5'6", so it's like, and I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying,
he just
like,
has to pull the bar this far.
that's
off
what I
the
mean.
floor.
Like and Ron, you're what, 6'3"?
No, 6 foot half inch.
Okay, but so
Yeah.
you probably used to be 6'2" before all the weight crushed your spine.
No, 6'1". I was 6'1". Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, no, because I've lost a good half inch, but
Yeah,
I'd
I
be
was
training with
6'1"
one
in
of my
high
buddies who's a 212 pro who's like 5'2", and we'd be doing the hack squats, right? And like if we took a video of it and we showed like, no, dude, I literally have to move my glutes like for me to get ass to grass on it, I'm moving 2.5 times the distance on this platform than you are to move that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
like some people are just anatomically built to excel at certain exercises.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, listen,
If I
let's
was a
wrap this thing
midget,
up
I'd do deads. I would do them.
all day.
Is a midget not politically correct?
No, it's not. You're not supposed to say that anymore.
Yeah.
What is the word now?
I think
Dwarf.
little person is acceptable. You get a pass because you didn't know, but now you know.
So it's not dwarf either?
Or
What if
gnome?
someone's just
Gnome?
little? What do you
Yeah,
call them?
lawn gnome?
Short.
We're just gonna fucking get blacklisted on everything.
Guys, we appreciate you tuning in, and Ron, we appreciate you coming over to hang out with us today, man.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. I contributed exactly what I expected.
Which was what?
Almost nothing.
Making me look tanner. That's all.
I wasn't going to say anything. I didn't know if anyone else had noticed.
We appreciate having you here, man. And of course, go over to Mutant, use Ron's code, Big Ron.
Big Ron.
You could
Yeah,
also
yeah.
use Dusty. He's not with us, but you could use.
Nah,
but
not
yeah,
today.
let's
Screw
give
that
Ron the
guy.
love
Yeah.
today.
That's right,
Yeah.
Ron.
Yeah. Okay.
And of course, we're
Thanks,
brought
guys.
to you by TrueNutrition.com. Thank you guys for supporting the program. Use our code Think over there, supplementsource.ca for Canadians. You can actually get Mutant products from supplementsource.ca, and they have a bunch of stuff like label change products, short dated stuff. It's all for really good prices. In fact, I've seen some highly brain cyclic dextrin for it was like $20-25 the other day. So definitely check them out if you're in Canada. And of course, thank you to everybody from Patreon. We appreciate you guys, and for another episode of Blood, Sweat, and Gear. Oh, and go to bodyberry.com to reach out to Andrew for coaching, teamskip.com to reach out to Skip. And if they wanted to reach out to you, Ron, what's the best way to get a hold of you for coaching?
They could email me if
Okay.
they wanted coaching. They could email me or just hit me on Instagram, rep 300.
Rep 300. That sounds good, guys. For another episode of the program,
Yeah,
we'll see you soon.
there you go.
All right.
Caught me off guard there.